I never got to play Grand Chase when it was alive, when it was relevant and active, but I do know it was published by KOG Games all the way back in 2008 and then subsequently shut down in 2015 after almost 8 years being online. Unfortunately, I did create the MMOByte YouTube channel towards the end of 2016, which was approximately a year or so after the game shut down, which means that unfortunately I missed my opportunity to really play the game. However, I did recently learn that the game had launched onto mobile devices, and you know what, I was like, okay, cool, and here we are right now doing a video on it. So Grand Chase starts us off with an introductory cutscene elaborating on the history behind the game. Then we're thrown into some story scenes where we see several of the protagonists engaging the antagonists in battle. Fast forward, learn it was actually a bad time story we're being told, and then boom, we're in game. We're given some brief tutorials, but for the most part, you're capable of skipping through them as the game is honestly pretty self-explanatory. Unlike the PC version of Grand Chase, which was a side-scrolling brawler, much like Maple Story or Dungeon Fighter Online, the mobile iteration of Grand Chase actually provides players quite a bit of freedom as they navigate the smaller, still fairly linear zones. But just because they're small and linear does not mean that they're not fun to run and explore. I prefer when RPGs like this provide us with the option to roam around and physically control our characters. I get that games are easier when they're just a single encounter where you let your characters auto-attack, but this is a very different experience when you can do it on your own. And let me tell you, man, is this game difficult. By chapter 2, which is, I don't know, like 10, 12 missions in, I am struggling like you would not believe, especially on autoplay. Like, just take a moment here and look at this. I tried letting the game completely autoplay towards the end of chapter 2, and this happened. Not only when the game autoplayed did I get completely overrun by enemies and have my characters ultimately end up dying, but when I took control of my characters myself, I still found it immensely difficult. And you know what? I actually loved that. This game continued to impress me the more I played through it. The combat actually required I be actively engaged in what I was doing as opposed to just letting it autoplay everything for me, something that I actually wish more mobile games would do. In combat, your characters auto-attack the monsters around them, and while you can definitely auto-use abilities, it's safer to do it yourself since you can time when things should be used better than the AI in-game can. The graphical style is cute, the character models both in-game and in cutscenes look great, the abilities look solid, everything looks and feels incredibly smooth. Honestly, I can't really see anything wrong with Grand Chase. It's actually a really decent game, or at least at its core, it's a decent game. I know this is a KOG game and they are notorious for pay to win, so I can foresee that actually being an issue here as well. Ultimately, running through the first couple chapters and just generally taking my time and having fun was, well, a lot of fun. This is not a bad game at all in any capacity by any stretch of the imagination, but at the same time, I am just so busy playing other mobile games right now, and this is honestly not as good as some of those other games that I'm playing. So although I'm not going to continue playing it long term, I would definitely take the opportunity to play this a bit more in depth if I wasn't already too busy to continue playing it otherwise. But this is my opinion, my impressions of the game. What do you guys think? Do you play it? What are your thoughts on how difficult it is? Am I just really stupid and don't understand something that is preventing me from really making progress through it? Let me know down in the comments below and let's talk about it. Anyway guys, that is it for me. Thanks for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to subscribe for more content like this, and I'll see you all next time.
Peace.